Hey guys, so I have something to say, and it's actually something really hard for me to admit and say out loud. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. I literally have no idea what I am doing. And I've been going through like a little bit of an epiphany lately on like this whole new podcast journey and just like what I'm doing with my life, I guess you can say. Because it's so hard to like know what your purpose is in life and like know what to do with it, especially when you just like, how do you figure that out? Like, how do you figure out what your purpose is? So I've been just kind of going through the motions with this podcast thing, and I enjoy it. I love cameras, I love talking to people, and I love um photography, videography, like just sharing ideas and helping people and getting to know everyone and just kind of like digging deeper and exploring um and sharing that exploration and journey with you guys. I love that part of it, but I guess I'm just like trying to figure out what my purpose is. And I thought I had a purpose and my purpose was to help people, but I guess I just haven't like figured it completely out yet. And so I did some like self-reflection and I've listened to a few podcasts on like goal setting and just figuring out what the hell I'm doing. And then Get It Gary had posted something on our Facebook group that I want to share with you guys. So Get It Gary posted, "How has riding Harleys improved your life? Does Harley stunt riding translate to any other area of your life? Meaning, like, can you use any skill set that you've learned from riding and apply them elsewhere?" And I had commented, "Stunt riding in general has taught me more about life than anything else I've ever done. It taught me that if I stayed disciplined and focused in something, I can achieve any goal." And so I've been having this epiphany for a few weeks now. And he made that post, and I comment that knowing what I said was true and meaning what I said and having to think back to like the struggles that I went through with stunt riding and like what it taught me and remembering that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in the beginning of my stunt riding career and it took me so far. And I heard a quote once that whenever you feel like you don't know or you feel uncertain about a goal, to ask yourself the question, what if? And I guess I'm asking myself that now, like, what if I didn't quit podcasting? Like, where can it take me? What opportunities can it bring my future self? And how many people can I help? I share this with you guys because in the beginning stages of my stunt riding, I had no idea what I was doing and I didn't know what it was for. And I tend to get hyper focused on the things that I find joy in and love to do. And I definitely sacrificed a lot in my stunt riding career, and I had no idea why I was doing it. I just kept going. And I'm hoping that maybe that the reason why I'm podcasting is for a bigger purpose than I can see right now. Man, I really didn't want to cry, but I guess that's the theme lately, is me crying on camera. If you guys saw the Della Crew movie. But the reason why I'm really like making it an intentional point to post this podcast and share the fact that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing is because I want to tell you guys what I did learn from my stunt riding career and throughout the journey of learning how to stunt ride, and hopefully that you guys can see that on the days that you feel like quitting, it's worth it to keep going. And I know from what I learned from stunt riding is that in these moments when you're having an epiphany, like I am right now with my podcasting and any new adventure or any new journey and new undertaking that you have decided upon yourself that you're going to be doing, is that when you have these epiphanies and you feel like giving up and you feel like quitting, that's when you need to keep going and you need to push harder and you need to lean in and really go harder, because on the other side of this breakdown is a breakthrough. And I know I've had many of those throughout my stunt riding career. And that was it within like a 6-year period. I grinded with my stunt riding and I went through many of those. So I'm just like fucking bracing myself because this is my first time with the podcast thing. But what's dope about what I learned with stunt riding and what you will eventually learn if you haven't gone through it yet is that you actually, it's not about what you learned through stunt riding, it's about who you became and the skills that you learned as a person through stunt riding. And that was the most valuable thing that I learned, is how to overcome hard things and how to pivot when things aren't working out the way you would hope to, and how to keep going when you feel like giving up. And maybe when you think you're doing it for one reason, the real reason that God has set out for you to achieve your goals is for something bigger than you. So I guess going back to my podcast is I started this for one reason, and maybe it's bigger than myself. Listening to my favorite podcaster today, Your World Within, and thinking like how much he's helped me and changed my way of thinking in my life, that how sad I'd be if he stopped. So like, what if I'm that for someone? I have like a responsibility, I guess, and duty. So I guess maybe you have that with your stunt riding. Maybe you need to keep going. Maybe you need to not give up. It's not easy. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You feel like you don't belong here. Just like I feel like I don't belong in the podcast space. But we have to keep going. So before, when I would feel like giving up and like not moving forward with my stunt riding, I didn't know what to do. I just kept rolling with the punches and showing up every day and not giving up. But this time I'm trying to like come up with a plan of action to keep staying motivated and keep moving forward and not just fucking grind and grind and grind like I did with stunt riding, because there were some lonely nights there. So I took some notes from a podcast or like a speech from this old dude. His name's Brian Tracy. He has some good content out there. I don't even know if he's still alive, and I'll link this specific video below in the descriptions in case you guys want to hear it. But I took some notes from his this particular like speech or seminar that he talked about goal setting and kind of like prioritizing important things. And so I think I'm going to do this for my life so I can figure out what my purpose is and where I'm going, and like try to prioritize everything so that I have a clear vision of what I'm doing with my life. Because like I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And it's fine to not know what the fuck you're doing, but if you have no vision for the future or like no huge why am I doing this, then it's hard to keep pushing through the trenches. So I'm just gonna like follow what he says to do and see if it fucking works, because I'm not the professional here. He is clearly. I think he's written a few books on goal setting. So he says to ask yourself, who am I? Where am I going? And what do I want to accomplish? So a lot of times I think we go through life and we don't actually like ask ourselves. Like I always say, if you don't know what you would say if you were given a genie in a bottle and he said, you can have 3 wishes. What do you want? And you're holding this thing in your hand and you actually get whatever wish you ask him for. And you could say, yeah, I want a lot of money, but that's not clear enough when you're asking God for it. It's not clear enough. You need like a clear, what is a lot of money? A lot of money to me is different than it is to you. So I think getting clarity on like what exactly you want out of your stunt riding or your business or your sponsorship or any decision in our lives, like what do we actually fucking want? Like, what do you want? So like, if I were to be given a genie, I literally wouldn't even know what to ask for. Like, how do I know how much money I want? I haven't even thought about what I need. And like, okay, then what's the second question, you know? And then, or what's the second wish and the third wish? And it's like, it seems like such a like easy answer, but it's not. So you actually have to sit down and do this shit. And I guess I didn't realize that until I started like digging into goal setting. So, and like how to find your purpose within that. So, you know what really fucking blows? This Lexin P5 Advanced Smart Tire Pump. It blows up to 150 PSI. So when you guys see me giving you free smoke all day, it's because I got my Lexin P5 with me and I'm able to change my tire anywhere I go. It's super compact and it could fit in your backpack or your saddlebags, and it also doubles as a phone charger. It's super fancy, comes with a digital adjustable setting that you just set and go. So loosen the pressure and get yourself a Lexin P5. And you can use my discount code GETVERTICAL for 15% off lexin-moto.com. He says there's 3 different types of goals. Your personal and family goals. Like, what do you want for your personal life and your family life? And I was talking to Bruce about this, and that would be like our macro goal. And then business, career, and financial and material goods. That's the second type of goal. So the business, career, financial, material goods would be underneath that macro goal, because you need the business to then funnel into your macro goal, which is your family goal or your personal goal if you're by yourself. And then the self-development goals would be underneath the business goals, because the self-development goals are the person that you need to be to then grow a business or fund your career or start your career, and then funnel it into your macro goal. So he gives 2 questions that he asks, and it's like fucking, I don't know why it is mind blowing to me, because it really like was like a light bulb, and it answered the questions like that. It helped me answer the questions that he asked earlier about who am I, where am I going, also like the genie in the bottle question, you know? So his 2 questions were, or I guess it's 3. So the first one was, the first question was, what would you want to be or have if you won $1 million, and what would you do differently? So if you won $1 million today, what would you want? And so I asked this to Bruce, and that became our family goal. So our goal is, I'm just going to fucking say it out loud, because he coaches you in that podcast to say it out loud because it becomes more real, is we want to own a ton of property with a house on it. Maybe like we don't want a huge house, but maybe like 22 to 2,400 square feet with a huge shop in the back with like a small mother-in-law suite on the property for either like a Airbnb or like family to stay, possibly our my brother-in-law and his my sister-in-law to live in there, with a pool in the middle for everyone to kick it. And then like I would like a garden and like a paved like street size parking lot, or like a paved street size on the left side of it with a cul-de-sac at the end so we can ride and just like have a personal lot and it be nowhere near neighbors. So that was our goal, and that's what we would buy or do with our $1 million if we won $1 million today. So that was how we got clarity with the first one. And then the second one, and mind you, I haven't done all of this yet. This is just what I've talked about with Bruce so far regarding this particular exercise. The next question was super powerful. It was, what would you do if you only had 6 months left to live? Right? And mine was, I would spend more time with my family. Okay. And he says, then that's how you determine your actual values, because that's what you truly value in life is time with your family. So maybe focusing so much on stunt riding isn't really my main pride and joy. Maybe I need to focus on being a better mother instead of hyper focusing on other things, hyper focus on being a mother. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what that means to me. I still need to get clarity on it and you see how this works. Okay, I seriously cannot be the only one that does not trust insurance companies. Don't you feel like they never pay you what you deserve for your accident? That's why I always call Law Tigers. They're specialized motorcycle attorneys. Yes, there's a difference between motorcycles and cars. That's why you need to call Law Tigers, because they are the experts and you are not. And what's dope about them is you don't have to pay anything out of pocket. It comes out of your settlement. So if they don't get you paid, then they don't get paid. And the best part is once you call them, they take care of everything for you. You don't have to think about it at all until you're signing the paperwork saying case closed. Don't let these insurance companies screw you over. Call Law Tigers and tell them that Drea sent you. If you're local to Arizona, call my boy Jay. I'll leave his info in the description below. And then the next and last question he asks is, what one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew it could not fail? What? So let me repeat that. What one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew it could not fail? And I believe somewhere along his podcast, he mentions that you won't fail at anything if you don't give up. And that is so true. I learned that through stunt riding. You literally cannot fail if you keep trying because you haven't given up. The only way to fail is to quit. So he says to write down your goals and every single step that you need to do to reach that. And then he goes into deeper, and you guys can listen to the podcast. Like I said, I'll link it below, but he goes into deeper about how to prioritize and organize your goals so that you can actually achieve them, because we waste a lot of time on things that don't really matter and are killing our time. And so I really need to work on this. Like, this is what I'm going to do. And maybe I need to set a day on the calendar and not talk to no one and get off my damn phone and just figure this shit out, because I think that this will help me get clarity and help me find my reason for everything I do. Because man, you guys don't even understand. It's fucking been hard continuing these podcasts and like showing up every week for you guys. I mean, you don't understand how much it means to me to see you guys listen. Like, every single view and listen and download on our audio is like, I'm so fucking grateful for it. So fucking grateful for all the supporters that I have for the podcast, that it's like almost like they believe in me more than I believe in myself. I am still not sure why they believe in me. And I guess that's the imposter syndrome that I'm going through and having. And I've had that in stunt riding as well. So, like, if you're dealing with that sort of thing in stunt riding, like imposter syndrome, I'm going to tell you, and maybe I should take my own advice when it comes to podcasting, that you, as long as you are trying, you are in the arena and you belong there. So I guess just don't give up, keep going. And I feel like I'm on a stage being filmed, and I feel like it could be used for ammo at any moment by someone that hates me, or I say the wrong thing and somehow I get canceled. I don't even know, but I don't really give a fuck. But if you feel that way when like you're on stage at the stunt spot and everyone's watching you fail, that's how I feel with this damn podcast. But I will say that it's worth all the failures. As far as what I've learned from stunt riding, I failed so many times. So many people told me it wasn't worth it, and like I need to stop hyper focusing on it, do other things, and have fun doing other stuff, and told me not to, like, to stop focusing on my following so much and content. And I'm telling you, dude, it was worth it. So maybe I need to take that fucking advice with my podcasting. So I would like to know you guys more and get to know you guys better. I'm really, really active in our Facebook group. I have a link below in every single episode just because I want to get closer to you guys and I want to know who you guys are. And I'm like really, really close with everyone, I feel like, that's active in the group. But if you guys can like help support me by commenting below and talking to me so I don't feel alone in this journey. Like, if you guys have dealt with any of these feelings of, I guess, not knowing what the fuck you're doing and not knowing what the fuck you're going through and where you're going in life and what to do with it. Like, seriously, if you can comment below and talk to me and maybe we can connect and figure this shit out together, it would mean a lot. And like I said, I don't take any of the comments, subscribers, likes, listens, downloads, like, for granted at all. Put my heart into all of this, and I know I have a duty and responsibility, and this is the way I serve the Lord and how I give back, and I need to just keep going. It's not about me, and maybe I need to just get some clarity on that. So if you guys can help me by sharing, if like maybe I've helped you in some way, I have a bank of them stored on my phone so I can read them at times like this, like when I'm feeling like maybe this isn't worth it, because it's a lot of fucking work, you guys. So I appreciate you guys listening, and thanks for being my friend.